Welcome to the Top 10 Scare Factor. I am your host, Ryan, and today we go over the top 10 haunted cities in the United States. Starting our list off with number 10, Salem, Massachusetts. We'll start this list off easy and with something widely known for its history. The Salem witch trials in the late 1600s, where 19 presumed witches had been sentenced to death by hanging it, seemingly has left these victims in a state of unrest, as some 300 years later people report the town having a sense of dread and uneasiness cast over it. Entities have been seen throughout various houses, and most notably, Proctor's Ledge, where a memorial stands today. Be on the lookout when traveling here for those that society deemed as evil at a time of less understanding. Number 9. Washington, D.C. Well, if this one isn't obvious for its many historical reasons, whether it be President Lincoln's assassination at Ford's Theater or the Civil War, let alone the United States Capitol, where every United States president has served in the White House and 2 have died in it. This city, if you can get through its traffic, is filled to the brim with passing spirits of soldiers and politicians. You never know who or what kind of entity you'll run into, and don't worry. Even though the ones that currently sit in our nation's capital may appear dead, we won't be scaring you with any political hot takes here. Just be sure to vote in November. Number 8. New Orleans, Louisiana. Perhaps you've heard of the War of 1812 and one of its infamous battles known simply as the Battle of New Orleans. Well, like Gettysburg, tens of thousands of lives were lost during this 2-year war between the United States and Britain. And while many lives were lost during this time, sadly New Orleans would face yet another tragic lose of life in August of 2005, when Hurricane Katrina would claim roughly 1,400 lives. It is said that while this unique city that sits in what is often referred to as a bowl, spirits are seen from both the past and more recent years of tragedy, roaming the French Quarter throughout the Ninth Ward. No one is certain if these souls are lost or trapped, but one thing is for certain: if you walk alone, keep your eyes open. You never know if a red coat is waiting to get you. Number 7. Galveston, Texas, located on the east coast of Texas. On the topic of hurricanes, we look at the deadliest hurricane to ever occur in the United States was in the year 1900, simply known as the Great Galveston Hurricane. It is said that the lives of roughly 8,000 were lost in September of this year, destroying many homes and buildings at this time. As time went on, many of these buildings were replaced, while those that managed to survive were renovated over the years, including the city's oldest home, known as the Menard House, where it is told that seances have been held there during the 1800s. Nowadays, those that visit Galveston can take tours through the house and even the town cemeteries. Local folk are said to be mindful of what may appear to be men and women in attire from the late 1800s and early 1900s, as they're the spirits of those that have no home anymore. Number 6. Gettysburg Battlefield, Pennsylvania. Perhaps one of the most recognizable locations in history in southern Pennsylvania is Gettysburg, due to being known as the bloodiest battle during the U.S. Civil War. In July of 1863, well over 50,000 bodies have perished during this time of war, and it is said that many of them never received a proper burial, and so their spirits wander the fields today in search of their fellow soldiers. If you venture to Gettysburg to take in the green open fields, keep your eyes peeled, as you never know if you're looking upon a Civil War reenactor or the spirit of a Union soldier. Number 5. Body, California. A gold mine town located in eastern California in the late 1800s, which is now a state historic park, is said to have had many souls pass through there as the years went on. Today, they can be seen in the town during the day and night, as well as reports of music being played at local bars, even though they have been boarded from the public. Local legend has it that any visitor who takes anything from Bodie will be cursed with sickness and bad luck. Travel here if you dare. Number 4. Tombstone, Arizona. Yet another gold mine town that boomed during the gold rush of the late 1800s, located in southeastern Arizona and widely known for its historical figures such as Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. However, aside from Hollywood films and glorification of outlaws, it was a time of many harsh deaths due to Arizona's unforgiving climate. the nature of mining itself, venereal diseases, and the greed that came with gold, as the West was truly wild at this time. Today, upon visiting Tombstone, you'll find it is quite a lively tourist town during the day, as most of the original buildings, though slightly modernized, stand and are used for various establishments like shops and restaurants. However, it is said to just be watchful of a patron or two anywhere you roam in Tombstone, as they may not be a body of flesh, but rather a spirit of an old West gunslinger. Number 3. San Antonio, Texas. Best known for its Revolutionary War, the Battle of the Alamo. This site alone has seen many souls pass through it in such a short time span. A siege that lasted 13 days saw roughly 1,500 souls lost in such a short span that even today, when visiting the Alamo, visitors claim to see soldiers still patrolling the walls and the grounds. It is also said that at night, you can hear rallying war cries coming from the Alamo. If you're looking to revisit a piece of Texan history and perhaps relive it with the dead, then this would be the ideal place for you. Number 2. Chicago, Illinois. If there was a city that signified death itself, it would be Chicago, Illinois. From the residence of the United States' first known serial killer, H.H. Holmes, to the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, this city sadly has seen many souls pass through it, even into current times, as it widely regarded as the most number of murders by city in the United States, according to the Federal Bureau of Investigations. That being said, if one is to visit Chicago, keep your head on a swivel, for you never know if you'll catch a stray or catch a lost soul whose time came before they were ready. Number 1. Savannah, Georgia. We travel to eastern Georgia, to the town of Savannah. For this town has such a rich history of death, one can surely find a lost spirit here. Whether it be the Siege of Savannah in 1779 or the American Civil War, Savannah has seen her loss of life over the years from hurricanes, yellow fever, slavery, and though it is a beautiful place to visit today, it is filled with such agony of the past. If one is to visit Savannah, perhaps consider staying at the Marshall House, a hotel today. But known for being a hospital in the 19th century during yellow fever epidemics, one can often hear the moans and cries of past patients who haven't checked out yet. And that's our list for the top 10 haunted cities in the United States. Let us know in the comments below. Do you agree with our list? Which places have you been to? Which places do you want to go to? Be sure to hit that notification bell for when we upload again. And if we earned your viewership, consider giving us a subscription. It's free. And until next time, keep your eyes open. You never know what may jump out at you.